Shalom. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ha'arakakodash. Double honors goes out to the other apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing this truth with sincerity. Alright, so the Spirit today, I'm just going to jump in. And I'm on Psalms 111 and 1. It says, Praise ye Yahweh. I will praise Yahweh with my whole heart in the assembly of the upright and in the congregation. And that assembly of the upright is among the brothers. So, and the congregation is among the brothers. It's with the men of Israel. That's the church. All right. Let's get that real quick. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and Yahweh himself shall be with them and be their power. Yahweh. See, so he's our power. And he's dwelling with men. Okay? And he's dwelling in the tabernacle, which means church. That the tabernacle of Yahweh is with men. Okay? 1:11 and 2. The works of Yahweh are great, sought out of all of them that have. Alright, so Salakia. Still on Psalms 111 and verse 3. Actually, verse 2. Alright, let me bring that out. It reads, verse 2, the works of Yahweh are great, sought out all them that have pleasure therein. His work is honorable and glorious, and his righteousness endureth forever. He hath made his wonderful works to be remembered. Yahweh is gracious and full of compassion. And that shows you, when you read, that Yahweh's compassion, that's a characteristic of Yahweh. That shows you who the Israelites are. Because the Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're compassionate people. Even though you're wicked, you're still compassionate, You care about other people. You even care about your enemies, But these Edomites, they don't have that same sentiment toward you. But I've seen, I mean, you've seen it on the news where, so-called black people, their kids getting gunned down in the street, and then you see the mothers and the fathers praying for the families or the officer that killed them, Things like that. Because you are a compassionate people by nature, you see. Verse 5, He hath given meat unto them that fear him. He will ever be mindful of his covenant. He hath showed his people the power of his works, that he may give them the heritage of the heathen. See, so he shows his people the power of his works. He did it in Egypt when he took us with the mass exodus out of Egypt. All of the nations heard about it. They all knew that we had the true power. And that's he not only did he show his people, he showed all the heathen nations, And then it says here in verse 6 that he may give them the heritage of the heathen. Why is that? Because we're going to inherit all the heathen when Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai visits the earth and restores all things. Well, guess what? You heathen are going to be in subjection to the Israelites. Thus saith the Bible. All right? We're going to have the possession of the heathen. Let's get that real quick. It's verse 8. Psalms 2 and 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. You see? So, we just got to ask Yahweh and pray on this, and these prophecies will be fulfilled. The heathen are going to be our possession, right? Including Esau Edom. He's going to be the top slave in the kingdom. Revelation, 13. Let me see. Revelation 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So the patience and the faith of the saints, that's what we're waiting on. Patience goes into suffering. On this side, we have to suffer. On this side, we have to suffer, and that's what it is. But guess what? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. Captivity is slavery, right? So let's look it up. So, who led who into captivity is the question you gotta ask. These are so-called Negroes, right? And then you got the Native Americans. So-called Native Americans, we got fucked up by Esau as well. See? He put us in colonialism, which is slavery in your own land. So he's led us all into slavery. We're still slaves, like we say all the time. If you have a social security card number or a social security number, you're a slave. You're a slave to his system. You know, you won't be able to buy a house if your credit is fucked up. You won't be able to buy a car if your credit is fucked up. You can't buy nothing in slavery if you have bad credit. Why? Because you're a slave. You're subject unto your oppressor. You know. Let's get that verse real quick. Or a verse. Let's get Proverbs. 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. See? So, when you go to buy a car or you buy a house, you're the borrower, and you're a servant. You're a servant to your oppressor. You know, and some people will be dumbed down. They'll be like, "Oh, well, that's not true. I'm not no slave. I'm not a servant. I'm a free man." When you're really not a free man, you're not a free man in this society. You can't just do anything you want. You know. I mean, you like right now you can't even go in some stores without a mask. And pretty soon, when Esau raises up his wrath, lifts up his horns, you know, and his head lifts up the head the serpent, you're not going to be able to do anything, without that MOTB, without that RFID chip. So yes, you're a slave, man. And if you don't think you're a slave, you're definitely in darkness, and your oppressor has done a good job at dumbing you down. So let's go back to Psalm 111 and 8. They stand fast forever and ever, and are done in truth and uprightness. He sent redemption unto his people. He hath commanded his covenant forever. Holy and reverend is his name. The fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever. So, how the Spirit just takes twists and turns. So now I'm going to explain the commandments. The ones who are trying to keep his commandments to the best of their ability, these are the ones who are going to have a good understanding of this truth. That's why modern Christians, that's why all these scholars, we're able to confound them when it comes to the Bible, right? But that's what it is, We have. Why do we have an understanding? Because we're keeping the commandments to the best of our ability, starting out with our elder apostles of Great Millstone. So when we're doing that, and when they do that, guess what? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai revealeth his secrets unto his prophets. He gives us a good understanding. Because why? Because we're actually trying to keep the commandments to the best of our ability. Whether it's the Sabbath, whether it's the Passover, whether it's the Feast of Dedication, whether it's the dietary law, because of the reverence we have for the commandments, the Lord is dealing with our He's dealing with our elders to give us the knowledge that we have, and then when we read, we're able to confirm it, because you'll watch the elders, you'll learn something, you'll hear them say something, and then you'll be reading your scripture, and next thing you know, you're reading what they were talking about, and then it makes sense. See? And we have understanding. The Lord reveals us what's going on. Let me bring out a precept. 1 Corinthians 1 and 27. But Yahweh hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And Yahweh hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. See, so you could have a Christian pastor, or some so-called pastor that has a mega church, makes all kind of money off the tithes, because his church is so big, and you could send him money on the internet, you could send him money on the telephone, you could send him money when you go to step in his fake ass temple, But yet those type of men, they're going to be confounded by the foolish things of the world, which we are, the prophets on the street corners, we're considered foolish things of the world. People don't believe we're the prophets. People don't believe we, you know what I mean? They don't believe. So, to confound the wise, and Yahweh hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty. See? So we're weak, but yet we can confound, the nobles, or the celebrities, or the people who are looked at as important in this society. You saw that happen with the elders and that news anchor guy, Tucker Carlson. You know, he would be considered mighty. Why? He has a voice, right? That guy, Tucker Carlson, he's on Fox News, and he has an opinion, he has a voice. He would be looked at as like the mighty. But guess what? He was confounded when he crossed paths with the elder apostles in New York. You know, you can pull that video up if you know who Tucker Carlson is. And our elders were just giving him a spiritual ass whooping, which was just really a lesson in the Bible. And you could see he was confounded, you know. The great big mouth opinionated Tucker Carlson, he was confounded. Why? By the weak things of the world, which our elders are considered, and ourselves, we're considered weak. We're just normal men. None of us, you know, have huge bank accounts. We're just out there pushing the knowledge in sackcloth, wearing our humble garments, you know. But yet, we have the power to confound the world, you see. The mighty things in the world. Let me read 28. And base things of the world and things which are despised. See, are we not despised out there when we teach this truth? Majority of the people despise us. Hath Yahweh chosen. Yeah, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are. So there you go. We're bringing these things to the surface. We're exposing the devil. We're confounding whoever crossed our path. And we're just base things in the world. And we're despised. And we're weak things of the world. We're foolish things. We're considered all those things. Foolish, weak, base, despised. You know. That's the characteristic of a true prophet. You know, you're not going to be loved by everybody. Yahweh Shai said it even himself. He said a prophet's not even welcomed in his own household. He's not even welcomed in his own country, you know. Let's get that real quick. Let's try this one. Let's go to Mark 6 and 4 through 6. And Yahushua said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, but in his own country and among his own kin and in his own house. See? And that's what happens to us when we become a part of this truth, when we start pushing this true knowledge and pushing out this vibration of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Our family members, whether it's our immediate family or our cousins, our uncles, aunts, you know, we're without honor because we're going against the grain. We're going against what they've been taught, and we don't get honored when we're in the among the people who don't believe this truth. Which majority of our family don't believe this truth. Majority of our family are mingled with the heathen, and they're going to believe the heathen before they believe you. They're going to believe Esau, Edom, and his philosophies before they believe a doctrine which to them it seems radical and it seems upside down. The reason is because they're actually upside down, you know. And let's read verse 5, because this is what happens to those family members and those people that can't receive you as a prophet. Verse 5. And he could there do no mighty work, save that he laid his hands upon a few sick folk and healed them. But he marveled because of their unbelief. And he went round about the villages teaching. You see? So Yahweh Shai, I'll give you an example. He's seen the beginning, the end, and the midst of times, right? It says that about King Solomon, but King Solomon was Yahweh Shai. But the thing is he marveled at their unbelief. And for him to marvel at the unbelief of the Israelites is crazy, because Yahweh showed him the kingdom and everything. So he saw the kingdom in all its glory. Yahweh has shown Yahweh Shai everything, right? With that being said, he still marveled at the unbelief of the Israelites. And that's how we are at first when we're in this truth. We're like, I can't believe my family didn't receive this knowledge. We thought we found the greatest thing. And we did, but it's only the greatest thing to us. It's not the greatest thing to everybody else. It's only for the elect. It's only for the 1/3 who are going to receive this truth. And that's what it is. You know? So, with that, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaRakakadash, Barakatan. And then double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Also, I want to acknowledge all the Akiam who are pushing this truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the elect.